Okay, so Mike is one of my students who's decided that he wants to become a Northern Soul dance teacher for some reason. So I would like to introduce you to Mike. Hi Mike.
Hi Sharon.
So, first of all, what made you want to study Northern Soul dance and become a Northern Soul dance teacher?
Well, going back to when I was a kid, I was brought up with Tango Motown and soul music, and then over the years, you know, just having a love for that type of music and Northern Soul. Then I saw videos of the dancing, and I thought, well, I want to get involved. So I started having lessons with yourself, as you know, and the reason to be a dance teacher was when I was a football coach and manager, the basic you get in those roles really is to see people develop.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, to have that satisfaction to see people actually improve over a 6-week period.
Yeah.
You know,
There's no feeling like it, is there?
No,
when you actually
right.
see someone who can't do something and you make them do
exactly
something.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah.
agree. So from a Northern Soul point of view, so you grew up listening to Motown and
Yeah.
Northern Soul, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So do you have a preference for Northern Soul and Motown, or you know, is it like, do you like them both?
But about the same, I think, really. You know, they're all, it's quite similar up to a point. So no, I love Motown, and you know, I used to go and see the Four Tops and Ted's and Stevie Wonder and that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's Northern Soul. It's you know when you go to a gig and you're dancing, it you know it's fantastic. You know,
Yeah.
to go on the floor dancing and.
It is nice, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's, I mean, the music is so uplifting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's, you know, there's just something about that kind of music that's so unique, I think, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
joyous music,
Yeah, it
isn't
is.
it?
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. So, going back to your teaching, because everyone wants to know about your journey,
Yeah.
where you've been going. So how's the teacher training been going? You know, I mean, really speaking, it's a tough thing, isn't it? Because this is not dancing, this is learning something else. This is not learning to dance, this is learning to teach. It's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I know you've had quite a few lessons now, and, you know, we're getting close to the end, which I'm going to discuss in a second, but how's the journey been from the beginning, you know, to where you are now, really?
Well, because of the COVID, painful. But
It's been a nightmare.
But I can remember after one of my earlier dance sessions with you, I can do this, and you know I can teach because I have experience of managing, coaching people. You know,
I think it was the first time I saw you was actually at Exmouth Market Studios, wasn't it?
Yeah,
which was
Market,
quite
yeah.
nice.
That's
And I think it was then that you actually approached me, if you remember.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So yeah, that's how what made me realise, you know, I can do this. And you said, well, the course will take about a year, 15 months in a normal environment.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's, you know, it's gone on for over a year now.
Yeah, with the lockdown and everything, yeah.
But I've enjoyed being involved with the that side of it, and after each session of learning from yourself, you know, you go away and you've got so much to take in. You have to keep on top of it. You know, you can't come to a teaching lesson and then forget what you've learned. You have to make notes and just keep studying it, and then you add it up and just work into the syllabus really. And now hopefully we're at the end. So I'm looking forward to the actual, you know, the final part. And getting on with it.
Yeah.
Really, that's what I want to do. Yeah.
So you're actually ready for the exam now, aren't you? So you know, obviously with lockdown, the travel restrictions for me, I wasn't able to come down to London, etc. And people weren't, you know, going on trains or buses or, you know, travelling anywhere really. And it was really hard work for about 12 months really. And it was a time where you were sort of isolated away from me, and having to revise on your own sort of thing, which is quite hard work sometimes, because it's a lonely place to be, and teaching dance is not a lonely profession. It's actually being surrounded by people who you know are sort of hanging on your every word really. So being isolated like that is quite difficult, and especially for you coming into this now, this was a new project for you, and it was learning something new all the time. So, you know, being isolated away and having to revise on your own, although, you know, we did have the telephone calls, etc. I think you've done a great job of being disciplined enough to actually go through everything, you know.
Yeah, it's not only the dancing side, you know, you have to learn to do the warm-up. I mean, I had a lot of knowledge of doing the warm-up, obviously, but the actual routine is totally different from what you would normally do.
Yeah.
In a Northern Soul dance.
Yes.
You know, that's different. Again, it's the musicality side of it. You know, you have to learn in terms of beat values, time signature, and counting in beats and bars, and you have to learn all that as well. But at the end of the day, as soon as you learn it, and then you start playing it back through your mind, what you've learned in that day, you know, you think, right, I've cracked that bit, you know. But you have to keep at it.
Yeah. It's a good achievement, isn't it, when you actually finally, because it is like learning a different language as well sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're learning like new skills the whole time, you know, and it's quite nice when the penny drops, you know, and you go, oh, hang on a minute, oh, that's what it is, and you know, it's easy then, isn't it, to sort of progress on. Is there any one thing, I think, in the whole of the teacher training that you found the most difficult to do?
Probably counting in beats and bars.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
And finding the first beat.
Yeah, finding the one. So it's the counting, isn't it?
Finding the one. I mean, there is a key to it, because if it's 4/4 music, you know, when they're singing, they'll sing a sentence, and after that sentence has ended, that's when the number one generally comes in, and you can plot it.
Yes.
You know. Once you've realised that, it's not, the first bit is difficult, but then as you just said, the penny drops. Yeah,
it does. It's just experience, isn't it? And you have to go through that pain of it as well, because it is very confusing with the different types of music as well. I know I've played lots of different types of music for you to count, and well, I know, which is a bit of a nightmare, but it's the only way to get it across that you know, different musics is actually different. It's the counting is exactly the same. It's just that when you know, some of the artists may start singing on the number 2, but they'll always end at a certain point which begins at a 1. So I know this sounds like a foreign language to everyone, sorry, but it is. That is, I think, the most difficult part. And from all my other students as well, who were teacher training as well, that was the one thing that really caught them out every single time. And it was just experience, and you've got to literally do it every day, and it becomes second nature to you eventually, you know. So you're sort of like ready for the exam now, so we've actually put in your application form and everything, and again, you know, due to lockdown, etc., it's still sort of closed. You know, it may open soon, I don't know, but you know, your exam might be done over a Zoom, where we've uploaded videos of your routines and your warm up, that kind of thing. But you know, it might be done over a Zoom instead of actually attending the studios in Blackpool. But we're just waiting for a date now, really, aren't we, for this to get going? Are you nervous?
No, I wouldn't say I'm nervous, but I'm apprehensive. You know, you don't know what you're gonna get. it's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, you've no idea, have you? You don't know what they're going to add, and even I don't either, so I can't really ask you, you know.
I mean, there's a syllabus they'll follow, but at the end of the day, if you've done the revision, then you know, you've got a fair chance.
Yeah.
You should pass.
Yeah, you should pass, yeah. I mean, you know, it's all depends on the day, I suppose, you know. It's not that people don't have the knowledge or you haven't worked hard enough, you know. They might ask you questions that you don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they shouldn't do, because it's all part of the syllabus, so
Yeah.
I'm sure everything will be all right. In a nutshell, have you found all this training to be a dance teacher easier or harder than you imagined it to be?
At the beginning, I found it harder, but once you realise the early parts of the actual teaching, where it's going, you pick it up, and you know it's like a penny dropping, and you think, I've done that. And if I can do that, I can do the rest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting over those little barriers, isn't it? You know,
Yeah, it is.
It's the chunks of knowledge that you need to get to move on to the next bit. Yeah.
But the early bits is the bits where you're thinking to yourself, well, this is difficult, but then you do get the realisation comes in, you know, I can crack this.
So, final question: have you got any regrets about learning?
No, none as well.
Not one?
No.
Not even a little one?
No regrets at all. No, I've enjoyed it. You know, I'm looking forward to going forward with it now and cracking on. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, obviously, good luck for the exam and everything, and everyone else will be wishing you good luck.
Thank you.
By the next time we do the interview, you'll be moving on to the associate syllabus and Northern Soul dancing and teaching.
Yeah.
Well done, Mike.
Thank you. Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Au revoir, Kim.